Okay, so I'm working today with colored pencils, and just to get us started, what you're going to need is a smooth drawing board, some well-sharpened colored pencils. Make sure they're not dull, so no dull points. That is important. And I'm just going to grab a piece of high-quality black drawing paper to work off of. This is just an exercise, so just to get it started, let's just do some basic blending. By the way, when you are drawing on this with Prismacolor colored pencils, what I've noticed is that if you use a number 2 pencil as well as the Prismacolors, the number 2, basically the graphite has some oil in it, and it actually prevents the other pencils from blending. So I don't recommend using that. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is just very lightly, and I don't know how well you can see that in the video, but very lightly draw a little box at the top. And these are just exercises, so I'm just going to draw just a bunch of circles. It can be square, some just basic shapes just to play around with. Let's do a Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, just to talk a little bit about color blending again. For a lot of you, this is probably just review. So I'm going to start with a red, and that's a Prismacolor Crimson Red. By the way, make sure this is a Prismacolor colored pencil. We have a couple Crayolas and Rose Arts and some watercolor colored pencils floating around. They don't blend the same way. They don't work the same way. These are the professional quality colored pencils. This is what you want to use, okay? No Crayola, no Rose Art. Stay away. Okay. Anyway, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So I'll just write that up here. Roy. And by the way, it might appear upside down in the video because I am working upside down. Roy G. Biv. So there we go. All right. Next thing. All right, so let's take the red, Crimson Red, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about something else as I'm going. So I'm going to add some red here. So there's my red. And with that red, I'm going to do something kind of unusual. I'm going to add a little bit of magenta, and I'm going to discuss the red / magenta thing in just a minute. I don't know how well, again, you can see these colors, but all I'm doing really is just adding the colors together like that and blending them lightly. I'm going to move on to orange. That's actually not a very orangey orange, although I could use that as a transitional color if I want to. You know, feel free to use whatever colors you can find that look like the colors you need. So there's my orange. Now when I get to these lighter colors like orange and yellow, I want to make a distinction here. I am working on black paper, and whatever color is below your colored pencil, the colored pencils are going to blend in with it. So when I get to yellow, let me do this on the side first. When I get to yellow and oranges and things like that, what I've noticed is that the color of the paper really kind of darkens that. So what I recommend you do is you don't want to put it down, the white down like super lightly like that, but instead you want to have a little bit of blendability. But watch the difference. If I add a little bit of white first, and then I go in with a little bit of yellow, you can just see that an obvious difference between just the paper and the paper with the white first. So before I start adding this yellow, I'm going to go in here, and I'm not, again, applying it super heavily, but I'm going to add that yellow. I'm sorry, that white. What the heck, I'll just blend it into my orange, and I'll go back and work on that. And I think I'll go this way too. And I mean, really, this white applies to all the colors, so you know, if I went back and added a little bit of white to this red, and then worked over the red, I don't think that's such a bad thing. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to go all the way to green. But when I get over to these blues, I think I can handle it without that. So I'm going to go ahead and add my yellow here. This is going to be so much more vibrant. By the way, whatever the top color is, that's going to kind of show up. So what I've noticed with these colored pencils is you can add them in layers. So I can come back now.